so many times.
Oh, wait, it's previewing. Here we go.
But I thought that was a.
I think we have become live as soon as the actual YouTube video catches up. Okay, everything looks good.
I probably should not have clicked on this, but maybe.
What is it?
I'm not sure if this is the same Butterface porn star that, or if it's an actual sportscaster.
The music is really low. Let me see what's going on. I'd like to at least be able to hear it a little bit. Well, here we go.
Trying to get you to hold my hand.
Let me see if I can click it.
I didn't see your hand out.
I mean, I think that's who that is.
Because I don't know why somebody would have 1 million followers if they were anything else, but
Wow, 1 million?
yeah.
Oh, what a world we live in.
And like I said, Butterface, so.
Well, people do love their dairy products. So this might be, I don't know, I don't know if this is going to be the greatest stream idea, just because I'm not exactly sure where I'm going, and this area has already proven to be full of fun little puzzles to get frustrated by, so...
Stereo sound. Why would you turn it off?
Turn what off?
The stereo.
I turned it off?
Yes.
Oh no.
Jenna.
I'm silenced.
That's story.
Well, there goes her freedom of speech.
So.
Yeah, she's that's kind of just a thing. Like, oh, like what's that girl that you hang out with all the time?
I didn't appreciate
Oh man.
it. Nola?
I don't know if that's a typo or something.
Really?
And
There we go.
because she, well, you know the game. She doesn't remember her name so that you can give Luca a name.
Good old Chrono Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll have to do that again at some point, but... I think I just played it last year? Or earlier this year? I don't even remember.
Earlier this year, I think.
Do I have money? Kind of poor.
Power tab.
Fiction really is a reflection of reality. I'm being financially represented. Oh wow, that's a big monster.
The worst kind of representation to get.
An axe beak.
Hmm? Oh, you're talking about the enemy?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It's called Mosty.
Oh,
Here.
wrong game. Oh wow.
Scarabee, I guess.
I love getting party members that just want to die all the time.
Sounds like
Wait, what? Why does this look like Digimon? Probably gonna kill him before a revive. Well, maybe not. There we go. I'm probably too low of a level to be in here or something, because I'm getting thoroughly destroyed by regular encounters. Oh, apparently burn is a status effect. Oh, I didn't know if one of the enemies resembled a Digimon creature or something. I don't know, isn't Digimon considered like a classic now? It's pretty old, right? I'm not seeing how you're supposed to get to the next area. Only 90s kids remember this. I don't know what double up is. 100% chance to double act for 2 rounds. Hey, that's pretty good. I can't go in the water, so I'm guessing that there is some sort of button somewhere that will drain the water. But that's just a theory. Hey, it counts. Ran away. What a coward.
I had to step away for a second, but I'm back now.
I am still here getting beaten up by birds. Oh man, this looks fun. Huh. So the trick is I have to get that shiny ball up here. However, I am not sure how to make that happen. Oh, are you serious? I think yep, definitely did that wrong. Oh, I can push it that way, but that's not the way to do it. Alright, it seems like I have to... I am not a fan of these types of puzzles. Yeah, that wasn't right either.
There's a hashtag if college didn't exist, and I'm sure you can already guess what some of the horrible jokes are.
Something about liberals?
Close, but no.
Oh wait, that was easier than I thought. They made that look really complex, and it only actually used 2 of the statues.
No, Chikata. Power capsule, not power tab in this one.
Just like Dragon Ball.
No, because of that, there are the inevitable Trump jokes. So Trump might have actually won the popular vote. And then there's another one where somebody says, if college didn't exist, my diploma would be a worthless piece of paper. Wait.
Hey, I get it. Wow. Well, this isn't good. Apparently the Fruit Loops bird had to show up for a cameo as an enemy.
Follow your nose, Toucan Sam. Okay, now I found the liberal commentary.
Yeah.
I knew it had to be in there somewhere.
There's also one about communism.
Nice.
2 things about communism.
This is a girl on it.
Yeah, shoujo. You haven't given Marl a name yet, so it can't use her name.
Isn't it just whatever Dia or in that version?
Yeah, but she just ran into her, so it just says girl.
Oh yeah, chat. So.
Oh, what? Where
Hmm?
in the world
Yeah.
am
Hmm?
I? I should probably go out and buy items and come back in, but backtracking would be so obnoxious because then I have to fight
Oh.
all the enemies all over again.
Philip,
Yes.
excuse me.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Damnation.
Daijo.
Means okay. Are you okay?
That's
Should I don't even know what to do with these guys.
something.
Da. Ara.
So,
Uh-huh. Or she's saying, huh?
Poison.
Where's my pendant? Or my pendant's gone.
Classic story of a girl and her baby.
That's a Maru, so it's not a Tintin. Pe. Same as Hiragana. Impromptu Japanese lesson, everybody.
Perhaps that will be of value to somebody.
Pendantuga.
There we go. Some death. That's what we want to see.
Taihin. Mm-hmm. She's saying, oh no. Chata. That is to let you know that something unintended happened. In this case, nakushichata means could, or what she's saying is, could I have lost it, or could it be missing? But it's implying that it's lost unintentionally, which is obvious.
I gotta come over and play with you guys.
I'm a regular Clyde Mandolin. I can do a stream ride.
That would actually
translate.
be pretty interesting.
I get lazy easily. That's my problem. Maybe if it were an easier game to, I'm trying to think of what's a Japanese game that doesn't have a lot of kanji, and well, there's Final Fantasy IV. As for Dragon Quest V, I know that introduction in the back of my hand.
I really don't want to waste 40. Whatever. Stupid crystals.
This is a ROM translation, isn't it?
Should be in English.
That's a translation, isn't it?
Okay, then yes.
Final Fantasy V.
Yeah. No, no, it's not Final Fantasy V. It's Dragon Warrior. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought that music was.
It is. The joke is there's a third-rate gamer video where he's complaining about a game that has Castlevania 2, where it says what a horrible time to have a curse, and he says it's just endless text, and he said if he wanted to read endless text he'd play Dragon Warrior, but it shows Final Fantasy V. It shows the part with the flying dragon, so that's that joke can kind of work. But apparently nobody likes this, or it's a juvenile story, which apparently means the game isn't good.
Wait, why is it a juvenile story? Like, I admit that I wasn't as interested in the story as the other games, but I didn't think it was any less mature or something.
I don't know, really. I guess it's just... I guess they're saying they don't like the idea of evil that is evil just to be evil, which then these are the same. I'm saying this off of one video in particular, which, of course, as many people do, they loved Final Fantasy VI. And to that I say, well, isn't the villain of that game exactly the same? Just evil? Well, if you take the revisionist backstory of Kefka, then no, he's not evil.
Oh, right, I was going to say,
evil,
where they, like, say that it's because of the Magitech infusions or whatever.
Yeah, but if you were to go based on the actual game...
Is there any text about that in there?
No, I think it's just in the Ultimania books, which can sometimes feel like they're canon, and sometimes it feels like they aren't, because they did something similar with Final Fantasy VIII, but then they're like, oh, but some of this isn't canon.
I don't understand the point of that, but hey.
I
think it's cool to have like a guidebook after the fact that maybe could touch on little details or whatever, but if you're just going to be like, well, it's probably not it's probably not true to the story, but
it's a game we made, by the way, so it's not just something that somebody did. It's something that Squaresoft actually published, but no, it's not canon.
That is interesting. It's not canon, it's just canon. I'm trying to get to that pink treasure chest because those usually have weapons or special items.
Pink treasure chest.
It identifies as female.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh, it's gonna shatter.
Yeah, it's pretty fragile.
How did all those crystal shards manage to go outside of the shrine? I mean, I like Final Fantasy V, don't get me wrong, but sometimes there are questions that I need to ask about things they did in the game.
It's one of those up to the imagination scenarios, I guess, or something. Where it's like, we can't show it very well through the graphics, but...
The funny thing is, it came out only a year after the fourth one.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
But nobody will love it as much as 6, so... or 7.
Smear? Who is this, J.K. Rowling?
No, you don't give this doesn't give non-apologies. I mean, what other game lets you get a chocobo in the beginning of the game? Not that it matters.
Final Fantasy IV, I guess.
Oh yeah, it does.
I believe there's that forest right outside of Baron, right?
Yeah. Well, this one you start the game.
You actually like have him as a pet and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat. Oh, he ran away again.
Uh-oh, tropes versus gaming or something. Interesting story about the ROM translation for Final Fantasy V, the fan translation. I believe one of the translators became, well, she's a professional translator now, but she translated games like Ark the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits.
Oh, wait, you mean women can actually be involved in
Oh,
gaming?
I'm sorry. No, there are no women in video game development. Please forget everything I just said.
Or comic books, apparently.
That never happened. I actually brought it up because I know that she didn't play Arc the Lad Collection, which I don't think, maybe it barely came out around then, so they wouldn't know, because some of the things they do in the translation don't match the working designs. Why are you giving him that dumb name?
Everything's better than butts.
What the?
Bart sounds just as bad as Butts.
Oh man, that is cancer. Ah, seriously.
That reminds me of in Final Fantasy Anthology when they called Lina Reina. Very offensive.
Well,
That was, to be honest, I think that was the reason I never wanted to buy Final Fantasy Anthology. It was because I didn't like what they did to the names.
this may be the end of my merry journey.
This is quickly turning into another Setsuna.
Really? This is just like a random encounter too. I'm trying to see if there's anything I can do.
It's like Dark Souls, man.
Wait, did I get the kill? No. Oh my god. Maybe if the enemy didn't have 4 attacks, I'd have a better chance. I won just barely. Everybody's dead except for one guy.
It's all because you used your white privilege.
I can't use raise either. Wow. I might have to go back outside and pick up more revives. What a nightmare.
Game ends with you having a party of 1 boy and 3 girls.
I'd like to at least get that. Yeah, what's up with that? I thought there were no female characters in games either before 2017 or something.
Well, remember when you did bring up that games before that did have
Diverse characters?
and then they were like, "Oh, that's an old game."
That person is like one. I saw somebody else say it, and I completely agree. That person is one of the most retarded people on Twitter. Like, just everything they say is just absolutely wrong.
Well, at least other people agree.
They say things pretty much just to do it. I'm not surprised. I'm stuttering all over, but I'm not surprised that conversation just ended the way it did. It's like, oh, first it doesn't exist, then the example doesn't count because it's not current enough. It's like, so which is it? Because if it existed before, there goes your reasoning that it can't exist now or that it doesn't exist now.
Yeah, it becomes pretty arbitrary. Oh, well, no, only games in current year are progressive if they have everything. And I do have to say, though, just looking at some of the menu, at least for this game, looks like an RPG Maker game.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it looks like a bad game, but I do see that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was made with that, but I do see the menu similarities at least. I mean, at the very least, it has original sprites, which is cool.
It looks like Final Fantasy V with more detail.
Yeah, and I like that the battle system is basically Mystic Quest with a bit more animation.
Yeah, it's a basically Mystic Quest and in Lufia 1. Well, 2.
Oh
I
yeah,
suppose,
that has that kind of thing too. Where am I supposed to go though?
Now that's quite a chocobo if he can jump over those big chasms.
Tess Holiday opened her legs again, huh?
Yeah. Well, this whole game is basically about her. Her kidney stones are destroying the planet, and
oh, that's good.
It's great that she blocked you, though.
It took a little while. I hadn't messaged her too many times, but the times that I did, it was basically ignored.
And Tara McCarthy. It took some time, but I guess you struck a chord with the whole not pure white ancestry.
She's trying very hard to hide that, I guess, or at least she I guess she's acknowledged it, but at this point it's just like we're not talking about that anymore.
Well, she acknowledged it in a video. Because she said people were asking her, like, how can you be white nationalist if you're mixed race? And she's like, and her workaround for that was, well, I identify as white.
So she's transracial.
There you go.
Nice.
Like, yeah, I have an ancestor who's Indian, but yeah, I'm white, guys. I'm white.
I don't even know why it matters at that point.
Yeah, it's not like they were gonna stop listening to her when they found that out.
I mean, that's what is funny to me about blocking somebody over. It's like, wait a minute, you already acknowledged that this is a thing. Why do you even care if I just poke some fun at it? Was I supposed to do that?
You see, that's just not appropriate. You can do anything else, but do not make fun of my racial heritage.
Is there... Huh. Now that's curious. Where's the statue so that I can get it into here, into this thing? Unless... Oh, what? Interesting puzzle here. I'm honestly not sure what to do. Isn't that curious? That certainly wasn't... Oh, wait. Nope. It almost looks like I have to use these statues over here.
Shadows of Islam, indeed.
Yeah, I decided not to do that because I figured YouTube would just demonetize it. Not that it's important anyway, but...
Puzzles, huh? This is like playing Golden Sun.
What the hell am I supposed to do? I feel like it's something really obvious that I'm just not seeing. There's no statue. You're supposed to usually use...
You mean other than pushing the ball?
Yeah, well, I feel like I'm supposed to use these statues somehow so that... Usually you're able to use the statues to, Let me figure this out, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. If I drain this, what can I do? Can I still get to the statues? Yes.
Or maybe you do have to push it in from the left side and not the top. I don't even know if you can push those statues.
You can, but I don't think... Let me see something. Let me put the water back real quick. Alright. Maybe if I push this statue up. Is that gonna do it? I think I screwed it up. No, I blocked it. What am I supposed to do now? Leave it to there whenever there's a stream for there to be like an unbeatable puzzle to just waste a bunch of time.
A giant eyeball thing.
I definitely feel like this is just one of those things where it's something that you'll be like, oh, that was really obvious once you see it. That wasn't it.
Did they even test this puzzle before they released it?
Does not appear to be the case. I can push these statues, but not in any meaningful direction because it just goes up and then I can't. It's leaning against something that I can't move it from. So that doesn't help.
So how politically incorrect is this going to get if it's the one stop for politically incorrect game streams?
I don't know. I guess there's endless potential. We just have to hustle or something. I'm not sure where to go.
I really have no idea what you do with those statues if they basically just slide to...
Yeah, I mean, I've been using those statues in the other ones, and that's how you would get them over there, but this time I'm just not really seeing what purpose they serve if they're on a different platform altogether. I thought maybe you'd be able to push them over there or something and then move the stupid floating eyeball looking thing.
I'm not even sure if you really need it in this case.
Yeah, that's another thing. They've been making the puzzles look more complicated than they are, and then you push it two directions and it's done. So I thought maybe there was just something that I was overlooking, and I mean, I imagine there is, but I don't know what it is. Can't push them from the ground, so that's not the problem. Pushing them against the tree only moves them beyond where you can use them. Can't push it up because the switch is there. Can't push it over there because the pillar. Everything seems like it's blocking it. Just do random stuff. If I push that, it goes over. It gets stuck on the statue. Wait. I'll move over here and push the statue down. Ooh, I think I've made progress. Maybe.
So you're finally on the right side of history?
Getting there very slowly. It's taken years to atone for these horrible sins.
Well, now after the things you said about pansexuality, I don't know if I can believe you.
Okay, alright. We've got somewhere. But what to do now?
What kind of world is this where you're allowed to spread such hate?
I did it. There we go. I mean, I imagine before too long YouTube will step in and fix that.
I recently found out that the CEO of YouTube was apparently in consideration to become CEO of Uber, and they were making a big deal because, as what I am sure is nothing more than a PR move, they were trying to get female CEOs due to their rather deplorable state of affairs and their so-called toxic work culture. And funny thing about that is that the female CEOs that were tapped for the position are not interested in it.
Well,
This includes one such woman who, and it includes the CEO of YouTube, and another woman who wanted to ban Bossy.
I forgot who the band bossy person was, but I remember the
Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, or she had that book Lean In, that was supposed to be about her, a bit about her experiences and encouraging women to lean in and take charge,
whatever that is.
be more empowered. You know, provided that, but you can only be empowered provided if you buy her book and things like that.
Oh, right.
The book that she ghost wrote, or somebody ghost wrote for her.
Something about that doesn't seem very empowering.
There's a parody.
I hope it was a
there's
guy.
There's a parody Tumblr that makes fun of that because it talks about how she wasn't even mentioned in the special things or something, and so when somebody wrote a parody of Lean In called Lean Back, it was basically giving special things to everybody except her, just had complete contempt for the ghostwriter, like, screw you, nobody cares about you. And
Nice. Well, I got that special item, so that's good at least. I will not be held back by random dungeon puzzles or something.
that's the only way to do it.
Got to be getting closer to the end of this now, I think. None of these attacks are really good. Thought the main character would have better attacks than that.
Nah, it's kind of like the original Shining Force, where the main character wasn't that good,
Nice
or he
moves,
wasn't.
though.
He wasn't the best character of all of them. I don't think he was a bad character necessarily, but he just ended up being very underwhelming. In my personal and very correct opinion.
Opinions are problematic.
Unless they're the right opinions, then they're objective fact.
Straw man.
I didn't know everybody was such a big fan of Wizard of Oz.
Oh, 4 attacks. Here we go. That's such crap.
It's a big problem. Vote it up, guys.
It's a big problem when my character is not getting experience because she's dead when the battle ends. Too many instances of having to use revives. It's getting pathetic.
Just saw the word broad. That was offensive.
maybe I'll power up.
If this were Gradius 2, that would have been pronounced.
I mean, you can pretty much never run out of MP with this battle system because everybody has an attack that or a skill that restores their skill points. It's basically like a charge up, so it wastes a turn.
Yoshi is caught in a donut, so I'm guessing this must be the Yoshi that was in those Movie Bob videos.
Yoshi? Like Mario Yoshi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it's for the Yoshi's 3D Woolly World or something. There are all these little shorts from that game of Yoshi and the Poochie dog, or whatever that thing is. And so Yoshi was caught in the donut and Poochie had it in her mouth.
That's similar, kind of similar in graphic style to the Kirby Yarn thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have that Kirby one. It's not bad. Kind of a weird concept, but it works.
There's apparently a pink Yoshi, and a blue Yoshi, so gender representation.
Found the talking save point. Guessing we're coming upon a boss fight.
And the blue Yoshi is picking up a fork and can't hold it well. I guess that's what happens when you live at Jim Sterling's house.
Moraga, Water Wraith. This looks fun.
And nobody likes wraiths of any kind.
Definitely not. You mean Birdo? Or is there somebody...
Maybe from Street Fighter.
Birdie is trans? That would be interesting.
So then you got Poison and Birdie.
Oh boy, the endless controversy there. Can we just not worry about whether or not this fictional character has a penis that doesn't even have animated genitals?
Can we just focus on... I thought this was a fighting game.
10,000 HP. Let them drown in misery. Or my misery. Weakness, thunder, obviously. Death gaze, that's not good. Oh, and it works too. Wow, okay. That's fair. One problem that I do have with this is that when you use a revive potion on somebody, you can't in the same round use a heal potion on them because it doesn't let you target a dead character with a heal potion. So even if I know a character is fast enough to use the revive before the heal potion goes off, I can't set it up like that. I thought
sounds like a major case of didn't somebody test this game before they released it?
Yeah, that was one thing that I find to be pretty stupid, because then in the next round, of course, the character that you just revived gets killed again. because they don't have the HP required to survive the inevitable attack on their gender identity.
Well, thanks to the era and rise of Trump.
Things will never be the same again. I can do 2 turns with somebody. Ooh, that was pretty nice. Unfortunately, 10,000 HP is quite a bit. So I'm not sure if I can last throughout this entire battle. Thought I got 2 turns.
I don't know if the Japanese version ever said that she was trans. I don't know if that was part of the joke. I just know that her name is Catherine.
Poison? Or Birdo?
Birdo. I don't know why they changed it to Birdo from Catherine, but...
The clear answer is because they hate trans people.
So you're saying we don't exist?
No, but with the way you're behaving, that wouldn't be such a bad thing. Oh, come on. Resist. Hashtag resist. Oh no. Trample. Well, that blows. I don't want to jinx it, but I might make it. Just gonna do a regular attack. Lightning. Oh, that was weak.
So apparently, according to the Japanese Wikipedia page, they cannot decide whether or not Birdo is transgender. It changes depending on the game.
That is definitely
Fear,
something to complain
fear.
about then. Because
But her
they're
name is
unwilling. They're unwilling to commit to diversity.
Yeah, they really go out of their way too for that. I remember even in the 90s when companies are like, we're proud of diversity. Wow, you have demonstrated absolutely nothing.
SJW shit themselves when Blair White suggested people work on curing body dysphoria, like having them take pills so they could be happy in their own skin. Yeah, I remember that they accused her of trans genocide. Hey, it's a crystal. The party obtains the water shard.
You can just never make these people happy. There's something that always makes them upset.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes it a big waste of time even trying, in my view, but I guess for some reason there has to be an effort to appease them.
I think I'll keep my genitals as is. I'm not going to mutilate them in the name of progress.
We haven't even established that all progress is good.
And in some cases, many cases, it seems like it's not.
The truth.
The truth, that sounds like something we'd hear from the popular race realist community. Or MGTOW. All right, dude. You keep on doing that, and one of these days Tyrone is gonna come and rape you or kill you or something, and what will you say then?
It's a very specific scenario.
Sounds like they've practiced that scenario many times.
The world is full of dark men and women with dark thoughts. That was great timing.
Was this kickstarted?
I believe so.
Just can't tell anymore these days.
Yeah, I think I remember a Kickstarter. I mean, I didn't take part in it, but I pretty much never do.
Never do, never plan to.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I guess I'm not gonna say never, just because maybe there will be some kind of project from something that would warrant it, but no. In as a general rule, no.
According to the website, it is 10 to 12 hours of gameplay, delicious graphics, no random battles, 4 playable heroes with unique skills. You can save anywhere in case you get the sudden urge to start replaying Final Fantasy VI.
I remember reading that.
And you get suplex dungeon or dragons. I don't know what that is.
I mean, I was able to suplex giant enemies, so maybe that's what they're referring to.
You can run from the cabbage lady. And apparently it's the must-play retro RPG of 2017.
I mean, sitting in on live streams is pretty much what they're here for, so...
looking for us to disclose more about our personal lives.
Yes, my address is... No.
Sadly, some people do that.
Fight me IRL, bro. Or something.
Didn't somebody threaten you with that?
Yeah, remember the guy on Twitter that was like... something about his kid having autism or something. He came across some passing comment that wasn't even directed at him, and then decided to go from there. And then
He was one of those zombie apocalypse idiots.
yeah, and he started threatening me, but then he blocked me, so I don't really understand what the point was.
I guess he doesn't understand how this is supposed to go. If you threaten somebody and then you block them, it makes it look like you don't know what you're doing.
I don't know, the streams that I've seen that guy in, I can't really stomach because he's so annoying. He just interrupts people and...
Well, his name is Vegan Gain, so whenever I see the word vegan, I automatically assume the person is annoying.
That's veganist or something.
I'm okay with that.
Somebody called you a mongoloid? Why?
Sounds like the race realists are back.
I have a feeling it might be in the comment section of his Rage After Storm thing.
Oh yeah, I didn't get to watch that video. I saw it, but I didn't get to look at it. I just saw that it was there.
Well, the one I reposted was the Japan cultural appropriation thing, because some kid had a tea party with a kimono and face paint and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure nobody would care.
I don't know
Sure.
what...
I can think of probably at least one Japanese person that I can ask about that and wouldn't care.
No, from what I understand...
She didn't seem offended that people in my family had Hello Kitty stuff.
I was gonna say, from what I understand, it's pretty generally encouraged, especially because, like, I forgot what it's called, but there was a term that I read where they give gifts that are from their culture, and it's usually like a kimono or some kind of something of that nature, like something related to culture.
Yeah, like what Matt Pat claimed to have done for the Pope when he invited them.
I just got a comment coming in from the gender fluid video that says "you are bullshit." You know how many times I've heard that?
A lot of times.
It's like, why don't you look through the comment section and see how many other people have said that very same thing? It was used to be used as some kind of insult towards people that were mentally disabled too, from what I understand.
Yeah, but back in the politically incorrect days, you were Caucasoid, Negroid, Mongoloid, and...
Yeah, I remember that. Those were the good old days. Such fun words.
And you knew where you were then. Girls were girls and men were men. Maybe we could use a guy like Herbert Hoover again. I'd be surprised if anybody gets that reference.
It was All in the Family, isn't it?
Yeah.
That show was actually pretty damn funny.
You know what was funny back when I was a social justice warrior when I was like 8? My dad liked that show, and I would always wonder why, because I said the guy was so racist. He was racist towards us, but my dad didn't care.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's also because if you actually, like, pay attention to the story, like the way they frame things, it's like it's basically saying, oh, you know, this guy thinks this stuff, but usually it's like they're, even though there's jokes thrown in, they're like kind of telling you like, oh, well, maybe he's wrong.
Yeah, but of course when you're like 7 or 8,
Yeah, like you don't
get it.
obviously you don't get the nuances of it, but I feel like people on Tumblr in their 20s are probably still bitching about that and just not getting it.
Well, they probably have never even watched the show.
But they've heard the Family Guy parody, so.
Oh, you're right. Because I remember when I was in middle school, they still didn't get that. Because I remember telling people that I like watching The Jeffersons, and they're like, "Oh, I don't like it because the guy's racist."
It's funny as hell.
I'm
Who
sure
cares?
I'm sure they don't even know it's a spin-off of a show where that guy was racist.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know why it matters. If it's funny, it's funny. Like, what's wrong with you people? It's, you people. It's just TV. Like, I don't know. I feel
No, it's thematic.
if you really find something offensive, just change the channel. You're gonna be all right.
It's thematic. That's what it is.
I
It's
see.
now the excuse I will use for everything.
Why am I worrying about this? Increases accuracy by 20% plus luck. Okay, I'll go with that. What does a Wraithstone do? 10
Talon, were they inspired by Phantasy Star on that one?
Might be. What does the charm do? Wish it would tell me. Plus 5 luck. I could make him the tank. Give him 20% health.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah, we'll just give him some fairy wings.
Hashtag proud to be.
Yeah, there's definitely a joke in there somewhere. Oh.
That's what a lot of those things are just jokes.
How come it's not working? Well, anyway, I don't know where I'm supposed to go next. Oh, I gotta walk all the way back through the swamp?
You know, that song from that one anime that I have never watched is, for some reason, stuck in my head.
Which one is that?
The one that sounds like pornographic music. It's Kimagure.
Oh, the one that Asa...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I don't think I've really actually sat down to watch an anime in a very long time.
There's a few that I'm following. Well, there's really only 2 that I'm following. Hello?
Hello?
Ah, you have joined the stream.
Oh, sweet. This, I don't know, I'm feeling awkward now. I don't know how to open up.
What did somebody comment on your YouTube video?
Oh, this was, the Mongoloid one was on the Rage After Storm one. It had nothing to do with the video itself. Apparently, he saw that I had Windows Edge and the Microsoft Store on my taskbar, and so that sent him into a spiraling
Oh,
rage.
it's that guy.
He's being an elitist over your browsing software.
Apparently so. Although, after I calmed down, I looked at it and I was like, wait, I don't use these apps anyway, so he did kind of have a point.
Oh,
You know, he was very-
I remember that guy. Yeah, he was totally going crazy over that. It's like, who cares?
And then apparently I'm also a virgin autist because I have Transformer toys and a neck beard.
He would know.
I mean, at least you're using it as a source of humor now.
Yeah. And it's a shame because unfortunately I do tend to be oversensitive, so it takes me a little while to kind of see the humor in it. At first I'm just like, oh, I'm so angry, and then after a while I'm just like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
I mean, that's why they do it, though. So once that idea sets in, it's kind of like, well, these people are stupid, and they're basically just trying to say whatever they can to get this kind of reaction.
Yeah, I just ignore it because it's a trap, basically. It's
So
just a
that's an
trap.
interesting thing to spurge out over.
I don't know.
Unless he just watches a lot of videos where people do that and they just don't seem to understand how to stop.
Yeah, and actually my top comment on that Rage After Storm video is, what was the point of this shitty video? That's the top comment. I'm like, I should have probably commented, there was no point. I got drunk and used a webcam and spouted bullshit on the internet, just like everybody does. Yay!
You have to pin it or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should have favored it or whatever it's called.
Well, I did that with the autistic comment, but then I undid it because I was just like, whatever. I kept that one pinned for a few days. Although now it's my Twitter description.
I'm very self-indulgent. I pin my own comments. No,
All
I
right,
really
Matt.
usually I do it because it's like it's an update or I have more information that I didn't include in the video. So there's a purpose.
Yeah, I
So
like
you're,
that.
so you're not just being Maddox.
I mean, I hope not, but who knows?
Well, you haven't blocked anybody yet.
That's true.
The big problem, guys. Vote it up.
Yeah, that Rage After Storm bullshit.
People really don't like
There's so
that.
much stuff coming out for that. I still don't know what happened to her fully. Just other than she kind of just deleted everything and ran like Hillary Clinton.
She was basically the reverse of Spino.
Oh God.
Just act stupid on the internet, and then everybody hates you, and then you quit.
Or
But of course, giving all the comments where they're like, she wasn't wrong about what she said. You know, she still has her white knights where the Spino alienated almost all but one person it seems was just gonna abandon him. Only one person was gonna like, oh well, what he did was bad, but I'm gonna stick by him.
That is true.
Stand by your man.
Stand by.
I know he's wrong, but I'm going to be wrong with him because I love that son of a gun. No, I don't know. Oh yeah, I got another stupid comment on that Rage After Storm video. Hashtag Rage did nothing wrong. Like PewDiePie or something.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know, I guess they're just like, well, PewDiePie made that joke, so now anybody can get away with calling anybody anything.
I mean, that joke wasn't even remotely the same thing, but I guess whatever
I know, but people
whatever
probably
they
will
need
try
to
and make
do
a correlation.
to justify themselves.
I actually saw that PewDiePie video as soon as it came out, and my god, I laughed so hard. I was in tears. I was just like, why would they do that?
Oh, with the
kill all the
banner,
Jews.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So-
that was pretty funny. I mean, I
So-
don't
so-
even usually watch his videos, and that was pretty funny.
Sub to Keemstar. Kill all the Jews, sub to Keemstar. Ha ha ha.
Oh, why?
Alright, guys,
am I
we're getting kind of quiet there, so I have music on to compare the levels or the voice levels.
Yeah, I'm having some difficulty with my microphone and being too quiet.
Yours kind of sounds a little bit like you're underwater or something.
Oh, does it? Well, I do have this kind of weird foamy pop filter thing on top of my microphone. Maybe that's
It doesn't right now, but it did before.
I am so tired of fighting this same party of idiots.
It's like Team Rocket. They always come back, and you're just like, please, no.
That's pretty much what this is. I was trying to think of another like RPG duo of enemies that you fight over and over again. I guess this is kind of like the Gilgamesh of this game from Final Fantasy V.
I'm sorry, Liz and Ard from Wild Arms 2. I was going by their Japanese name, which is Toka and Ge.
Toka and
which
Razar.
Yeah. And it's basically the Japanese word for lizard, but and you know, very clever stuff, guys. I get it. I know Japanese too.
Oh man. He just healed himself for like 1500 HP. I hate these battles.
This is one of those few fat people that's very healthy.
Well, no, fat is always healthy.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes, it literally says nothing about your health.
No.
So if you want that pizza, just go and eat it. It's okay.
Eat the whole damn thing. Hell, buy another one. They're only $5 at Little Caesars.
I wish I could get away with that.
Well, that's something. Not quite all pizza.
Not all pizzas are created equally.
That is definitely true.
I learned that from Rage After Storm.
I learned that you can be a butterface, but everybody still thinks you're attractive. As long as you say, I hate coloreds.
and apparently they can't understand certain concepts such as time, I guess. What was the words that she used? Something concepts? I forget.
Abstract concepts.
Abstract concepts, yeah.
I think I'm pretty okay with abstract ideas. They're probably better than she is, but
well, we can't have any.
Oh yeah, just a fun fact from the last stream. When I watched the Mouthy Buddha thing, I didn't know she actually said any of those things. I thought they were just talking about IQ and what it has to do with how smart you are. I didn't know it had anything to do with race, so I was just like, oh, and I was just kind of keeping quiet the whole time, like, oh, that's what it was about. I just kind of learned. I just kind of sat back and was just like, oh, she's talking about race and shit. Okay, I had no idea.
I don't know how they skipped that one, but
I don't know. It's just because I only watched Mouthy Buddha's video before the stream, so I thought he was making fun, or he thought he was I don't know, debating them on what IQ was within itself, and I didn't know Rage After Storm said anything like racist or anything like that. I thought it just had to do with like IQ.
debate me on stream, bro.
call Destiny quick.
Real life, bro. These muscles are made from pure apricots and carrots.
It's the vegan.
And no wonder she's so fragile.
Kind of like Freely the Banana Girl.
Oh, she's a nut job.
Luckily, she quit YouTube.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Checkmate, atheist.
Yeah. Fedoras and all.
What is going
Although I
on?
remember she was pretty nut crazy, saying that men should have vasectomies. Although, granted, I don't argue with that on certain people, but at the same time, it kind of limits people's freedom a little bit.
I mean, as a general rule, that's pretty messed up, but
Yeah. Just cut off their balls. They don't need them.
Or
We have
just
to decline.
just push them inside out, and then they can be a woman.
Oh god. Yeah, we have to decline the white population somehow. Bring You have to bring the black population up.
I'm actually probably going to lose this battle.
Oh,
Sounds like we have some race traders in the building.
Uh-oh.
Maybe if he wasn't getting 9 attacks per turn or something, I'd have a chance at surviving.
Did they even test the difficulty out on this game?
Apparently not. If I lose, I might switch to something else just for a little bit. I don't. Maybe I'll go for another hour, half hour. But this is.
Why is that dude's health bar a question mark?
Because I haven't revealed it. Wow, somehow I won. I think through poison.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. So see what trans people do for you.
God.
They're some of the bravest people I've ever met.
I know, right? It's not like the media, supports them 100%.
Can't handle being misgendered. Let me on the battlefield.
Well, heck, these kind of like what Zeus said about women. These people can't handle compliments, let alone insults.
I guess if we look at it from the male perspective, that explains why they cling so quickly to sex robots.
Oh.
That's what
I'm
I
pretty
went
sure.
there.
I'm pretty sure in a parallel universe, I'm just all right with sex robots. I've like reached that point.
Well, we've all seen those Star Trek episodes where they go into the alternate universe and.
So wait, if we're responsible for the actions of our ancestors, are we also responsible for the privileges and shortcomings of our alternate universe counterparts? That'll be the new form of privilege in the future.
Oh God!
You're rich in reality X34, therefore.
It's
Subjective reality privilege.
It's like you're rich in another reality. There's no excuse for why you're not rich in this reality. I don't know how that works. That sounds
that sounds a lot like self-help book stuff. Like it's your own fault that you're not successful.
Well,
It's
I knew
like,
it.
yeah, I wasted my last $10 on this
Empty out your
book.
bank account and fill up your credit cards or max them out.
It's kind of like that Ty Lopez guy.
Yeah,
knowledge is what is power, man. Which it is, but just the way he says it.
I don't think I've actually seen him, or if I have, it's been a very long time, and I'm trying to keep it that way.
Yeah, he pretty silly dude.
Why in the world can't I go in my menu?
I mean, I guess I don't understand what people don't, or why they don't realize that it's like this is a business for these guys. Of course, they're going to make sure that their business is successful by telling things. Whether or not they're wrong is not really my issue. It's that it's like people act like, oh, this person really did something. Like, of course,
For some reason, it seems like you're cutting out or something.
okay, I'll stop that, and maybe that should make it better. But
Oh, it did.
Oh, there it goes.
but they somehow act like, oh, well, like these people don't have an incentive to keep this going, and so they make it sound like, oh yeah, these people really do this because they care about me and they want to see me succeed. Yeah, they want to see you succeed so that they can get another check.
Oh, funny thing I've noticed about every single one of these things, you know, like the ads that say, hey, I have this secret thing, just click in the link down below. I've went to at least 4 of those things, and every single time I went to them, I've like sat through an hour-long video of them saying, I'm going to tell you the secret, but first I have to tell you a story about how I could not get laid, and then I found out the secret, and then we keep going on in circles and loops, and then we get to the end, and
It's
I
behind
have
a
to buy the
paywall.
product.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I've sat here for an hour just for you to say, "Oh, you have to buy the product."
There's a guy, there's a guy where I forgot what his name is, but he has a channel where he's like, he does these so-called pranks, but it's all based on it all involves girls, where he's like, "Oh, watch me make out with this girl that I just met for 2 minutes."
Oh, is he that idiot with the big nose?
Yeah, black hair, and he has a program. He has like a website, a paid website, and the video on that website.
That's not the guy that's like, look at or watch me and see how I groped random Japanese women.
No, that's David Bond, and I hate that guy. But I was planning on doing a video about him too. But this other guy, I also was going to do one on, because the video that he does is just so cancerous and pathetic that it's absurd. He's like, "Do you want to make out with hot girls that you met in 5 minutes? Let me teach you all the secrets." It's like, come on, you pay these girls, get out of here.
And why just stop at kissing? Learn how to get into their pants too.
No. Why stop at kissing? Hold hands too.
Oh,
That's right. Even if you're asexual, you can still get girls.
yeah.
'Cause you're not
H3
aromantic.
does videos on these people. Let's see. Prank Invasion. I forgot his name though. Kind of there's two big-nosed brown people that do the exact same thing that H3 has covered.
I forgot
don't know
what that
why.
guy's name is. I think I have the video downloaded somewhere, but I don't remember his name. He looks like he's, I don't know, like almost, I don't know if he's Italian or something.
I have no idea. I just know he's an annoying douchebag that has a very punchable face. That's his race. He's part of the punchable face race.
I can't remember who I used to think had a really punchable face, but there's some person on YouTube that I feel that way about.
There's a lot of people in the world
Well,
in general.
Yeah.
Oh, I love in the comments. Anytime there's this big YouTuber that does something stupid, everybody's just like, "Ooh, iDubbbz needs to make a content cop on that."
Yeah, I've noticed that before.
Although I do like those.
They started. I remember seeing that years ago with Nostalgia Critic. They're like, "Oh, we need to have Nostalgia Critic review this."
Ugh, fuck that.
No, I think I want somebody with taste and talent to review this.
I used to watch the crap out of Nostalgia Critic, and at some point I actually grew a brain and decided not to watch it anymore.
Oh, congratulations on your 13th birthday.
Yay!
We didn't have YouTube when I was 13, so I can't say anything that was really popular back in those days online. What I can remember are the girls that kept talking about how they loved Hanson, and Hanson was so hot and dreamy. And
I do remember that. It was all those
Hanson.
boy bands, like it was Hanson and Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and all the other knockoff versions of those.
yeah, that's about it. And I can't remember if anything was really popular then. I know, like, Something Awful was a thing.
That was a terrible time for music.
Yes, it was. And yet people still love music of that era.
I think it's funny that Nickelback songs have a longer lifespan than most of the modern day music today. what was that one song? I can't ever remember the name of that damn song, and I used to listen to it all the time. How You Remind Me. There
Oh,
you go.
the one that first started it all.
Yeah, How You Remind Me. That's what got me into rock and heavy metal music, so
And
I'm
they're-
kind of grateful to that song.
And they're still gonna remind you because it's right in the lyrics.
Right there. But it's like, how many people remember that Meghan Trainor song? I'm all about that bass, Nobody. No one talks about that. But people still talk about, like, Down with the Sickness and 3 Days Grace and all those songs.
That gave me a sickness.
a permanent sickness for me.
Although I still had to laugh at the Gamergate thing when they were like, anti-Gamergate has the Song a Day guy. Gamergate has fucking David Draymond, and it's like the photo of him with fire in the background.
Wait, what band has David Draymond?
He's the Disturbed guy, the singer from Disturbed. The Disturbed guy also works, given that, yeah. But he got into some fight on Twitter with the so-called SJWs, and then they lumped him in with Gamergate, and there was a whole
like they did with William Shatner.
Yeah.
That's really strange.
Then they started dragging his name through the mud. Oh, he was dressed as a Nazi in an old show.
Yeah, guys, that's called acting.
We can't dare have Nazis.
In anything but portrayals in fiction.
Oh no. But Call of Duty's probably going to have to get rid of Nazi zombies now. They're going to have to be
unless you can punch
Republican
them,
zombies.
then they can keep them. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, and I remember it because I used to feel the same way, but that felt like that used to be the jokes when I was in high school and stuff. Like, so you guys want to hear a funny joke? Can you guys believe that there are people who are Republicans out there?
The horror.
Nowadays, unfortunately, that somehow ended up in the comedy club, and so now modern comedy is like, hey guys, can you believe Trump is a president?
No, I cannot. Not at all.
Like, oh man, that person's really. But this is my Xbox, guys. Banning Trump or blocking Trumpkins and getting them banned from Twitter.
Who's the snowflake now, Lauren Southern? Oh wait, no, that was the wrong blonde woman. Crap. Okay, Tommy Lauren. I guess.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? I kind of picked up some of her weird idiosyncrasies with the whole calling people snowflakes thing, and I didn't even like her to begin with.
I didn't either. I watched her talk and it made me uncomfortable, and I was like, okay, I'm done. It's all over.
The first time I saw her was on one of Xerxes' videos talking about, I don't know, men and the alpha male or some crap like that. You know how the Republicans do, but.
Oh, you Xerxes fanboys here.
Oh no. Well, I can't help it. He's one of the few smart people on YouTube, along with you guys. So I don't have very many people to choose from.
I was gonna say I don't make videos, but I do. He's actually been on the stream before, but it's been a while.
That's actually how I found him. I think I found your channel, or I found Scratch's channel first, and the very first video I watched of yours was with him in it, and I just happened to go across his channel and then subscribe. So that's how I discovered Xerxes.
That's interesting, considering I'm the way smaller channel.
Yeah, I know that. I find that very interesting. I don't know. I think it may have been maybe around the whole Dear Fat People thing. I don't know. I think it's when one of your videos got really big traction.
Oh, it might have been the
That's
Tumblr
the Fat
on,
Acceptance.
Yeah, Tumblr on Fat Acceptance.
Something like that. I think I don't know. I guess your channel got like a big influx of people coming to it because there was a lot of weird crap happening. So I ended up seeing that channel first before his, or seeing your channel first before his.
That was one of your first videos to get that spike, and then I think it was some trans video that spiked. And
the Whataburger one, maybe?
No, I think it was like the Link or Samus is still trans.
Oh, that's right. Both of those got like over 10,000.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, I think that is around the time I found your channel. It was around the whole Samus is trans bullshit. I think that I remember watching that.
Oh, good times those were. There's also a video or an article on that same on one of the websites I covered in there that's about Chrono Trigger and how it's like a feminist game. I still someday want to do a video about that because they get stuff wrong, It's like, there's even something about they talk about Luca's mother and how she doesn't have legs, and I'm like, wait a minute, she has legs, they just don't work. like right in her character sprite, you can see her legs. What are you talking about?
They're right there.
Have you played this game?
That's the whole reason they have that whole sequence where you can go and save her.
Yeah.
And unless you play the Japanese version, where I think it was Lala or something, is what you're supposed to put in.
So the Teletubbies or something.
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of those instances where like a feminist would be like, see how women are treated in video games? Wait, I thought you said this game was too old. So no. Everything backfires.
It was too old, and then it's I can't remember what the other excuse they made about Chrono Trigger was.
The other thing was, it's not an actual trans person if they're cis, and it's like, wait a minute. It's a man with breasts. Are you telling me that's a cis male?
It not just a man with breasts. It's a man that also, if you go back to his, or if you go back to the castle, it's called the flea vest in the North American version, but it's called the flea bra in Japanese.
That's right. Yep. Because
it's called the mayonnaise bra, rather.
The mayonnaise bra.
Yeah, his name is Mayonnaise in Japanese.
So, haha, white people.
Ha ha ha. Wow, that's another one of those names that just sounds cooler in another language.
The three guys were vinegar, soy sauce, and mayonnaise.
Oh god.
So Slash was soy sauce and Ozzy was vinegar.
What is going on here?
So when they say Ozzy is in a pickle in the Japanese, he says vinegar pinch.
All right then.
Oh god.
Wait, what is going on in this stupid? More puzzles.
Oh yeah. I still can't believe I got Birdo's name wrong. I must have been thinking about my bird or something. I don't know.
Well, there is Birdie in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was thinking of the Mario character. I think it's funny that they even included in the instruction manual for the very first game she was in. She's possibly trans, guys. You see that circle on her face? That used to not be there.
And I don't know why they did that, because the whole thing is based on the fact that Birdo wants to be called by a different name, which it was part of the Japanese one. Her name's Catherine, but she wants to be called Kathy, is what they put in Japanese, and so I don't get why. I don't get why they had to add in, oh, by the way, this is a man that thinks she's a woman.
I don't get why they dead named those bastards.
Ugh. Those bastards. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. I don't know.
Where am I supposed to go?
I ask myself that all the time.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I tried to do a Christopher Sabat Piccolo impersonation one time. You're an android?
Sometimes, I don't know, I guess the narrator for Dragon Ball Z has a different tone, but I end up going in like an Optimus Prime kind of tone with that. Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
This is bad comedy.
Oh, that was Leonard Nimoy's line.
It was. And I saw him in a recent episode of, well, not recent episode, but in an episode I recently saw.
How in the world do I change that direction?
Of Star Trek Next Generation.
I need to figure out how to get on there.
That's why I was making all those jokes about being logical and the YouTube skeptic community.
I don't get this.
Leonard Nimoy was one of those few famous celebrity people that actually gave a damn about when they died. I mean, that sounds kind of harsh, but you know, there's so many people that have died that, you know, like 5 of them I may have cared about.
Yeah, there were people I was looking through and I'm like, wow, that person died Last year? I thought they died a long time ago.
No, that was just their career.
Oh, their poor
Well,
career.
I have hit a standstill on this dungeon here, so for now I think I'm just gonna quit this one. Maybe I'll look through my stuff real quick and see if there's anything else I can put on for a little bit, but
Your collection that you can digitize
yeah.
instantaneously.
I would also have to switch controllers if I played something that is related to a classic system. What do I have on Steam? I have stuff, but
I have stuff that I bought but never played.
yeah, I kinda have, I actually have some of that, and I'm trying to fix that. That's the point of these streams, is mostly me going through my games that I'm meant to play but haven't really.
I actually did a stream on Twitch, although I don't think it recorded the video for some reason.
There's a setting somewhere where you can set it so that it saves a VOD or whatever they call them.
I don't know. It's a very non-user friendly interface. I was very confused using it.
Yeah, I actually hate the interface. That's one of the reasons why I don't really use Twitch anymore. It's just too annoying.
And I feel it's when a millennial
It's a big
feels like an
problem,
old
guys.
man.
Whenever I'm on anyway, it's like there's barely anybody there. I can't get much crossover from here to go to Twitch, and I guess this is gonna sound rude to anybody that uses Twitch, but I find the people on Twitch, they're involved in this weird Twitch chat internet culture, and I just don't understand the references that they make and stuff. Like, I don't know what a kappa is, and I don't want to know.
Ew.
A what?
A kappa? Like, I know what a kappa is in the Japanese sense, but I don't know what it means on Twitch.
I don't know either.
I don't get it. I don't know. That's really weird.
Indeed, and I'm unwilling to
It sounds like
submit or treat it like it's something that I actually want to acknowledge. So
It sounds like a college thing.
yeah, it does kind of.
Weird.
That's what I feel like Twitch is. It's like the fraternity of the internet. You just don't want to be involved in that.
Oh yeah. When I was actually doing my stream of this game called Dreaming Mary, I was looking at the view count and I was like, hey, one person's watching. And then I realized, oh wait, that's me looking at the stream, making sure it works. Oh, I thought someone was actually watching the boring thing. I was like, oh wait, no, that's me.
All right.
Well-
Well, for anybody that is actually still watching the stream, do not despair. I'm just trying to find a different game to put up for now. The trap.
One of the things I will say is that sometimes you get these undesirable characters in on these streams who accuse you of stealing games.
That is true.
But that is all I've noticed is that it just like whenever I look at the Twitch chat, just people seem very odd.
Yeah,
Like,
I
they're-
think it's just they have their own kind of little world set up, and I'm just not. I wasn't there from the beginning of Twitch to really get involved with that, to understand what the hell they're talking about. So it just all seems very weird to me, I guess.
But sometimes it leads to some very funny jokes that the streamer didn't intend. And then other times it's like really awkward stuff where it's a bunch, like if it's one female streamer in particular I can think of, and all the guys, like, I don't know how it came up, but of course, being a woman and being a bunch of unsexed men, they had to go and talk about her body, and somehow we ended up with oh, I have small breasts, and of course all the guys had to run to the chat to come to her defense and say she's not. And
Flat as
Was I
justice.
even there for that stream? I don't think I was in that.
no, you were not there. It was just me that time.
Okay, I'm probably gonna do something on Super Nintendo. I just need to.
You just need to hook your Super Nintendo up to the computer, of course.
Yeah,
and-
sure.
or get the Frame Meister or something.
Well, actually, I figured out how to bring up the chat
Or maybe.
on Skype. Yeah, I finally figured out how to do it. There was like something in the top right corner I had to click on. And I was just like, really? It was there the whole time.
Yeah, it's not that bad once you get it going.
I went on this epic journey, and it turns out it was right in front of me all along.
The myth of Sisyphus in action.
All right.
Oh, God.
So or maybe I don't know. I can't decide. I'm not good at deciding on stream stuff on the fly. So again, bear with me.
Oh, and I did find out that guy's name. His name's Chris Monroe, the prank invasion guy.
Prank Bros, it's a big problem. Vote it up, guys.
I don't think that's the. I don't
Alka
think that's the same guy that I
There's
was
a stream
talking.
game.
Oh, wait. Oh no, wait. Wait. Okay, now I'm confused.
I'm about to play Gauntlet 2.
Ooh,
Oh.
sweet.
Talk about classics. Uh-oh. I'm about to uncover a problematic part of Final Fantasy V. Where they find out one of the female characters is indeed not a female. Or not a male, rather.
Yeah, I remember that scene.
It's problematic. See, Ferris had to pretend to be a man to be accepted. So it's just like that one video that you did where Jacqueline Glenn said that she had I don't know,
fake,
whatever her
fake
persona.
PR guy or something.
Yeah. I can't remember what she said his name was. I think
Ryan.
it was like, yeah. I knew it started with an R. I was going to say Rob, but that didn't sound right.
He wasn't silent enough.
No.
Why?
I'm sorry, what? Jacqueline Glenn had a persona.
No, not a fursona.
Oh.
Although she's the fur herself, so she's the one that looks like the animal, so I would think that her persona has Jacqueline as his fursona.
God.
That's a scary thought. Well,
But she looks like a giraffe already, so
next time if I ever do a video response to her, I'm going to Photoshop her head on a giraffe neck.
Oh, great.
Just for the thumbnail.
You will you'll like endure the GIMP Photoshop just to put her on a giraffe.
Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty decent handle on the GIMP stuff now, so it's not too bad.
Oh, I don't. I end up breaking keyboards, so I did a whole different tactic.
even though I know what GIMP is, all I could think of was some kind of special colored imp from the original Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Well, there's the rainbow one on the what was it, the Christmas lights one?
Yeah, because I remember it said daylight savings time.
Oh God.
I can't resist those stupid jokes, so
Pansexuals, get out of the kitchen.
Dumb jokes and puns are my favorite things.
I guess I'm just gonna play Final Fight.
There's a game where you can't play as a female.
I should have played the Japanese version though. Wait, why can't I see? Oh, there it is.
I was going to suggest Alcahest, but I guess I suggest games that are obscure.
I know
Or
what that is.
Japanese.
I know what it is, but I'm not sure if I have it right now on this. I know I have it somewhere, but I don't think I have it on this computer.
Well, of course I can mail you my cartridge, and
That is true. Oh, of course I didn't do the. Gotta reset.
I actually do own the cartridge. I bought it with Super Mario RPG. It cost me about $20 per item. I got Super Mario RPG for $25 plus the instruction manual, or the strategy guide,
Is
rather.
it hold left or right for the menu screen?
For Final Fight?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I'm gonna try right. Damn it! It
White
was
is
left. Of course,
Oh,
it was
God.
left. Resetting.
But yes,
Obvious-
in 2003, I managed to get these games for a very decent price, and I don't think that'll ever happen again.
Yeah.
Oh man, I bought a. Oh, what was it? I bought a GameCube game that has Well, actually, there's two games in there. It was Wind Waker and
Boo.
what's the hard version of Ocarina of Time? It was like mirrored.
Oh, the Master Quest.
Yeah, it had that in it, and it had the instruction manual, and it was basically brand new, but that was $75.
All right. Let's.
I got
Pile
that.
drive
I
some
don't remember how
bitches.
much I paid for it. I got it like right after I got a GameCube, so I got it for pretty cheap. But this was back when the GameCube was still a current gen system.
That was my first system. Oh, memories.
I guess that would make sense. I thought maybe the 64.
Well,
you-
My cousins had the 64, and I kind of messed around with Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. But I didn't really know that those games were explorative. I thought they were linear, so I was very confused.
I grew up on Legend of Zelda, so I started, of course, with the first one, and so I was okay with games where you had to do some exploring. It was some games though I could not, like Deadly Towers, which has always had a reputation for not being a good game. If ever you look at a list of NES games that were really bad, Deadly Towers almost always shows up on the list.
Legend of Zelda 2, or was that on a previous console? I don't know.
Yeah, that was NES as well, and they say that too. Although my last playthrough, I didn't feel that it was that bad.
The only thing I have a problem with is those damn knights with the shields. For some reason, I can never really beat them, and they're just regular enemies. I think I'm just
when it
missing a
comes-
trick.
When it comes to old 2D games, I play for 2 seconds, and then I get frustrated. I'm like, well, to YouTube to watch a playthrough. I grew up with 3D games, so 2D games definitely not my style.
My kids have what we have, so although they're somewhat well adjusted to 3D, they find themselves playing Super Nintendo more than anything.
Oh yeah. Well, me, the very first game I ever owned was Scooby-Doo: Night of 100 Frights.
I don't think I can tell you the first game I had because I was the third, so I had older siblings and my brother had an NES, so I think he already had Super Mario Brothers. Although for one birthday, I remember he got Friday the 13th for the NES, which that was a terrible birthday for him.
It was very terrifying. Those new graphics.
Yeah, Jason and his puke green and purple color scheme.
Ugh. The salt to the eyes is, as well as with that machete. Ugh. Well, now they have a refined new Friday the 13th game out.
Yeah, we played a little bit of it.
Oh, I was so terrible at that.
I remember I thought I killed you once, and so I thought I killed everybody, but apparently you had survived, and the round had just ended.
Just kind of, it's like that twist in other horror movies. Like, oh wait, I thought you were dead. Oh no.
Well, the thing is that everybody unintentionally gave away where he was. Like they were saying something, and they were saying this in front of a guy who has seen the movies. So they were like,
oh yeah, that was when I was like swimming out in the thing, and I made it to the house.
Yeah, and so it's like, oh yeah, well where's that shrine to Jason's mom and all that? I'm like, oh, thank you for telling me where he is, everybody.
Oh.
Now
I remember.
I say I watched the movies, but let me clarify, I am not a fan of the series at all. I made a website way back in the day, and one of my favorite articles, which I lost and can never get back, was an article where Jason X had just came out, and I decided to do a full-length article about how much I hated the series and how stupid I knew Jason X was going to be.
I watched that movie. It was pretty dumb. He became even more invincible than he already was.
And you know, as a kid, I was just afraid of the movies, but I think that's what I hated the most, is that he was just invincible. He was impossible to beat. And I hate games, I hate animes, I hate cartoons, and I hate movies where you have a character that's impossible to beat. That is the one thing I did not like about Yu Yu Hakusho, is the Toguro brothers, who were always impossible to beat.
I guess it made it more satisfying when they finally were beaten.
It did, but it was just annoying because I had a friend. You know, these were real thugged out black people, and I was among. And so, of course, you know, when I was growing up, it was very uncommon to be a black person that liked anything Japanese, and I made a joke about that earlier before this stream started, about how people would. I mean, they already called me gay for liking RPGs and whatnot, but to be. Tell other black people that you like these things, it was always bad, and it was like, oh, why are you watching that or playing that ching chang chong sushi stuff or whatever you're doing? And worst thing ever. But here I was, 18 years old in college, and you had all these people who were talking about how hard they were and how they used to sell drugs on the street. And here they were all, 7, 8 o'clock at night, when everybody's in the dorms, just piling into one room to watch like Yu Yu Hakusho, and watch this show with a theme song with a very high pitched singing if you watch the Japanese version, and like, oh yeah, and talking about all these cutesy Japanese characters, but then at the same time, like, oh yeah, I'm hard, and yeah, I used to run the streets, and the oddest thing ever. So because of that, there was one person, the person that really got them all into those anime and all those shows. He was the one that wouldn't stop talking about them and how awesome he thought they were, and just like, I hate characters like this. I hate characters that are just super powered. So I don't like Goku.
Yeah, that's my thing, I guess. I just don't like that all the other good characters are overshadowed all the time. It gets annoying.
The plot armor. They never lose, which is weird. All you have to do is really, scream really loud and shoot something from your hands, I guess.
That's the thing I didn't like about
raped.
Star Ocean: The Second Story, is you always had these plot battles that you could never win. And I hate arena battles in JRPGs for that reason too, because anytime you have to do a tournament, you always have to lose the final battle. Breath of Fire 3, you had to do that. Star Ocean, you had to do it countless times. It was so annoying. Like, why can't I just beat the boss or beat the enemy? There are other games that let you do that. It's not planned, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Lufia 2, you can fight one of the final bosses early in the game, and you're not supposed to be able to beat him, but if you do beat him, you get rewarded for it. Why couldn't they do that in other games? Why is it like, oh, this person's so powerful, and then he joins your party and he sucks?
He's over 9,000.
Yeah, when you fight him, he is. He always has regenerating health, and
Oh,
that's what they did with those dumb horse guys in Breath of Fire 3, Balio and Sunder.
Oh, yep.
That's why you can never beat them.
That's another duo of characters that show up over to fight that I was thinking of when I was playing before.
And then when you do fight them, they're not easy.
And then they
But
do
they're
the
not the
fusion
hardest thing ever.
technique.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other annoying thing. Well, now it's time to show our true form, and so of course that means they fuse together.
with the power of friendship.
Well, they are ponies too, so that.
Uh,
All right, so
Friendship
they're
is
not really
magic.
ponies, but
friendship. Oh man.
But I thought one of them still survived or something, because you could get one of them as a master, I thought, or you could get their boss or something.
yeah, I don't remember. I don't think I utilized the master system very well, to be honest.
I didn't in the fourth one, but in the third one, I kind of did. If I replayed, I would do it, but I'm no Alpha Omega Sin. I can't yell about the same things in front of my game collection all the time.
I think that's the only thing I know about him is that he shouts a lot.
That's all.
I don't think I ever got his points or anything. I'm just like, wow, this guy's really shouting about shit that doesn't matter.
That should be your video review of Alpha Omega Sin. I'm sure the fans would love that.
I can think of at least one person who would like that.
Oh god. I guess that would be just my review for anybody in general, Nostalgia Critic, just anybody who gets on the internet, basically.
You know, I never liked Nostalgia Chick, but I'm curious whatever happened to the what's her name, Mars Girl, because it just seemed like she just disappeared and basically joined real life and got a job like every other human being did.
Mars Girl. I know there was one girl that left his company.
Nostalgia Chick, I know, was one.
She's still on the internet, unfortunately.
Yeah, but she would do stuff with this girl named Mars Girl, and the only reason I know is because they made it sound like she lived near where I live, or she lived near Angry Joe, which.
Oh God, there's another one.
All right, well, my trigger finger is worn out from this game, so I think
It's triggered.
I'm gonna call the stream here. Thank you for watching, anybody that's still here, though I don't know how many of you there are, but we'll see you next time.
Yay.